Hello, my little first grade friends and families. I want to take just a couple minutes to explain to you the back and forth folder, or as we call it, the BFF, back and forth folder. So this folder is going to come home every day and needs to come back to school every day. It will have your child's name on it. On the inside, something that you will find is the calendar. So this is where I will note any important dates or events. And this is also where you will put your initials every day, so I will know that you have checked your child's folder. Now, as you'll see on the calendar, it also has a spot for homework points. Let me explain that. On the back of the calendar page, there are some homework choices that your child can choose from. Now, I have carefully thought about and selected what I use for first grade homework. It is my firm belief that when kiddos go home, they need to go home. They need to connect with their family. They need to be doing things that make us well-rounded people. So those are the kind of things that I thought about. They can play outside for 30 minutes. Yes, that's part of homework. Oh, because it makes you so sharp. Number 2, read a book or have someone read a book to you for 15 minutes. Number 3, practice reading your red words for 2 minutes and spelling words for 3 minutes. Now, we will not have those this week, but once we start having red words, which is a new term for sight words, and phonics patterns, that will be in the newsletter every week that you will get in paper and through Dojo, so you can practice those things at home and be creative with those. You can call them out loud to each other in the car. You can write them in a plate of glitter. Have fun with it. Number 4, write one sentence, just one, and have someone check it for neatness, capital letters, and punctuation. Those are the things that we really work on as first grade writers. Number 5, play a math game with someone for 10 minutes. Now, friends, something exciting about Miss Moore's class, every single week we will learn a new math game. Every week. And most of the time it involves a deck of cards, just a simple deck of playing cards. And sometimes it might involve a dice that you have to roll. So I will be putting videos up and sending links to you of those math games so you can play that at home. They're simple games that help your fact fluency or understanding of whatever we're studying in math. Number 6, complete your math homework page. Now, we won't have one this week, but every other week of school, you will get a math homework page. You can choose to do it any night of the week, but you do have to bring it back by Friday. And then number 7, correct any mistakes from previous graded work. In our classroom, we really focus on self-reflection. That's how we grow. And so when you get your graded papers back, my first grade friends, there's a special page on the front where you go through and you look at how you did and you circle how you did, and then you choose things that you want to do better and something you're proud of. And then when you take those home, that's a great opportunity for you and your family to look at the things that might have been hard for you, and they can give you some extra help at home. So, every school night, every Monday through Thursday, we ask that your child would choose, yes, choose, 2 to 3 of these things every night, whichever that they choose. And it's okay with me if play outside is one of the choices every single night. I hope it is. And I hope another one that you'll choose every single night is reading. Even if you're just reading a book, families, to your first grader. It's so good for them in so many ways. So, those are the homework choices. If you would write the number of the choice, so like either number 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever code is on the chart here. If you would write that on the calendar, kiddos in Miss Moore's class, we get special smart cookie points, is what we call them, for every homework item that we do. So make sure that your parents are putting those on there for you, okay? And that's your responsibility, my first graders, for you to take your folder to your parents, because as first graders, we're becoming more and more responsible. And then one last thing I'll mention. Down here at the bottom is our word bird. So research has shown that the broader that a child's oral language vocabulary is, the better foundation that they have for being a reader. So if your kiddo at any point during the month learns a new word, it could be a word that you learned in the kitchen. It could be a word that you learned while you were trying to fix the car. It could be a word that you learned from Grandpa. If your child learns a new word, list it right here, and they'll also get smart cookie points for those words. I hope you'll have fun with that. So this calendar and homework page is going to stay in the return to school side. So I do ask that after you sign it, that you put it back in the return to school side. Speaking of return to school side, this is where we will put any papers that have to be sent back to the school, and they usually need your attention, your signature or something for you to fill out. If there are papers that can be kept at home, it will be in the keep at home side. Please help us to keep this side cleaned out. On the back, you will find just some important information about our classroom and how to contact me. It has information about our class discipline, information about our schedule that you might need, and some daily and weekly expectations. That's here for you. I will just mention one of the weekly expectations for our classroom that you can expect from me is that I will send a newsletter home every Monday in paper form, and then I will also send that to you through Dojo with a link. So you can access that on your phone. Also, on Tuesdays is when you will receive all of your child's graded work for the previous week. I like to grade those things and look over them at the end of the week so I can determine where we need to go the next week. And so I always keep updated on that, and I will staple all of those graded papers together and send home. And that will have their reflection page attached to it that we spoke about earlier. Also included in that packet will be a behavior report for the previous week. Now you are able to see their behavior at all times through the Dojo app, but you will also get that weekly report sent home in their graded papers. And along with that, just so you're familiar with this process, again, I am our class focuses a lot on self-reflection for growth. And so if there were some areas in their behavior that they needed improvement on, I have students fill out a self-reflection page, and it's not shaming in any way. It is focused on problem solving and how can we solve this problem. So what are some strategies we could use? What does Miss Moore maybe need to help me do? What situations might I need to avoid? So they are reflecting and they're talking with me. We have a conversation about that. And that self-reflection page will also be attached for you to have a further conversation at home about that. And then, last of all, at the bottom, you will see your child's QR code. This is incredibly important. If there were a situation where your child needed to do some work virtually, this is the QR code that they would use to scan. We will send their device home with them. It is a high priority the first week of school for us to train our students in using their device and scanning and accessing their classwork And so they should be able to do that independently, but they may need some assistance at first. But that is how they will access all of their class assignments using the Seesaw app. And I will send more specific instructions for that at a later time. But that is what this QR code is for. Very, very important. All right, well, I hope this has been helpful. We also have a grade level expectation video that we will share with you soon. Please let me know if you have any questions.